Hello and welcome to my guitar tutorial for On Impulse. We're going to be working on part 3 now, which is right after this part here. And then we head into a little break, which goes into the kind of chorusy part with the main melody that, even if you don't like animals as leaders, you can appreciate that melody. So this is also focusing primarily on hybrid picking. I mean, the chorus you don't really need to hybrid pick, but for this part you kind of really got to, because it's just, that's how it was written, and it won't sound as smooth if you're not using all of your digits here, even though it's quite difficult if you don't hybrid pick all the time. So we're going to start off by putting our pinky on the 9th fret of the B string, and that's going to be our first note. Then our ring finger is going to go on the 9th fret of the A string. And then we're going to put our middle finger on the 8th fret of the A string. And so our pinky is picking the first note on the 9th fret of the B string, and then our pick is doing a down, up stroke on the 9th fret and 8th fret of the A string. And then we're going to slide our pinky up to the 10th fret. Okay, so let's try that. And your pinky is plucking the high notes for both times here. Now let's try adding in a bass note on top of this last note here. So it's going to be pinky, down, up, pinky, and downstroke. So our ring finger is going on the 9th fret of the E string here, and this is going to be plucked at the same time. Now we're going to add in a pull-off from the ring finger to the index finger on the 9th fret of the E string to the 7th fret of the E string. So we're going to be adding that pull-off there. So we're going to go. Okay. Make sure you're really relaxed here, because you're going to be doing a slide up after this. So, oops. So yeah, we're going to be sliding up with our pinky and index finger. Pinky is on the 12th fret of the B string, and our index finger is on the 10th fret of the E string, the low E. So not only are we going to slide, but on the beat we're going to be plucking with our downstroke and our pinky finger, just to get that additional attack. Because like, although the slide sounds fine, the attack makes it the phrase of what it is. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so while we're holding this, we're going to actually bar off the 11th fret of the G string and the 11th fret of the D string with our ring finger. So it's going to be, it's a kind of like really crunched up chord shape, but try to stay as relaxed as you can, and it'll help you. The key thing to note is, like, don't hold the neck like a bat. Kind of keep your hand upright as much as possible. Like, your wrist will be kind of like contorted upwards if you're not used to it, and it might be a little uncomfortable, but it'll really pay off for all these difficult shapes. So let's see. Okay, so the 11 and 11 is going to be picked by the ring finger and the middle finger on our hybrid picking hand. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide our index finger to the 12th fret of the A string, and we're going to be barring off frets 14 and 14 on the G string and B string. So the first thing we're going to do is going to do downstroke on the A string, and we're going to do a ring finger is going to pluck at the same time on the B string. And then our middle finger will pluck the G string. So let's see what we got so far. Nice. So from here we're going to slide over to the 9th fret. With our index finger is going to be on the 9th fret. It's going to be pretty much barring off the whole 9th fret from the D string down. You don't need to worry about the A and the E string. So you're gonna just these the high 4 strings, and our pinky's gonna land on the 12th fret of the E string. So you're gonna pick downstroke on the 9th fret of the D string, and the pinky will pluck the 12th fret of the E string. And we're gonna do a pull off that pulls off to our previous bar on the 9th fret. The next thing we do, it will be our middle finger goes on the 10th fret of the B string, and it's going to hammer on to the 12th fret of the B string. So pull off, hammer on. We're kind of trying to focus to have like one finger per string, so that way like we're not having one finger do double duty and try to maneuver across multiple strings. It's kind of like you don't have to move your hand much for when this playing gets fast. So that way it'll be comfortable. So let's see. Pull off, hammer on, and then our middle finger is going to pluck the 11th fret of the G string. So then our pick takes the open A string, so this phrase will be like this. Open A, and then our ring finger and our middle finger is going to pluck the 9th fret of the G string and the 9th fret of the D string. Then we're going to take the 10th fret of the E string with our downstroke on the pick, and we're going to take the pinky and the ring finger on the 11th frets of the D and G string. Index finger is going to sneak in on the left side, and it's going to get the 9th fret of the B string. So the picking pattern here is downstroke on the low E, and then ring finger, middle finger, picking the G string and D string, and then our pinky will take the top note. So let's try this. So E string, G string, D string, B string, G string. Then our index finger is going to slide up to the 8th fret of the A string, and our middle finger will be on fret 9, our ring finger will be on fret 10, and our pinky will be on fret 11. So fret 9 of the B string, fret 10 of the G string, and fret 11 of the D string. This is the exact same picking pattern as like the previous shape. So for this hand, you just gotta get that picking pattern down where it's like down, ring, middle finger, pinky, down, ring, middle finger, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, pinky, ring finger. Once you got that down, it's just the hard part is just switching that chord shape pretty quickly. So we're gonna go. And notice when I switch the chord shape, I'm not focusing on getting all 4 notes at the same time. I'm not clamping down the whole chord. I'm saying, okay, what's the first note I'm gonna play? The first note I'm gonna play is this bass note. So I'm gonna focus on just getting my. Okay, sorry about that. My device overheated. Apparently my flash doesn't work anymore. So where were we? We're gonna focus on basically just the first note of landing. So in this case, I'm focusing on getting my middle finger to the 10th fret of the E string. And then in this case, I'm just focusing on getting my index finger here, and you'll notice all my fingers kind of jump on shortly after. So let's take a close look. So that's the whole phrase there. Try to break it into little chunks and just practice those chunks at a time. getting used to just plucking with your pinky is pretty hard and difficult to get an even tone, like not having it sound very thin because there's a weaker finger, right? So trying to have all the strings sound the same, like. Those are picking with all my fingers. My pinky is still a little bit thinner, you can hear, because it's not as strong, but it's getting there. You guys just work on that phrase, and once you got that, then we can move on to this next part. This next part is the part probably most people want to learn first, just because it's more, I mean, it depends on the type of player you are. I like both parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold this chord, ring finger on the 9th fret of the A string, index finger on the 7th fret of the D string, pinky on the 9th fret of the B string. So make sure you don't at all costs pluck this open G string in the middle, because it will make your chord sound really bad. So the way you're going to pluck this is your pick is going to go on the 9th fret, the A string. Your middle finger is going to go on the D string. Your ring finger is going to skip the G string and actually go to the B string. That way, you're not having any string even on the G string, any finger even on the G string to even interrupt with that. So, skip across. So what we're going to do is we're going to play all three of those notes together and then pick our top E string with our pinky, and the ring finger is going to take the B string again. Our index finger now moves to the 6th fret of the G string, and our pinky goes to the 9th fret of the D string. So let's try this. Your middle finger plucks the 6th fret of the G string, and your pick takes the 9th fret of the D string. Okay, so keep your ring finger and your pinky kind of in this position, because you're going to be sliding right up to the 12th fret. So you're going to take the 12th fret of the A string and the 12th fret of the B string, and your middle finger will be taking the 11th fret of the D string. You're going to be plucking with the exact same pattern, like the pick on the A string, the middle finger picking the D string, and your ring finger picking the B string. And then your pinky will be taking the open E string, and the ring finger plucking the B string again. Keep this chord shape, slide down to the 7th fret. Exact same picking pattern. 7th fret, 6th fret, and the 7th fret of the B string. The only difference is on this one we add in this 5th fret on the E string as the last melody note. So your pinky's going to take that as well. So let's try this. So the part that comes after this is the 9th fret, again, just like the exact same first chord. So this is where the second time around it differs. So your index finger is going to take the 5th fret of the A string, your middle finger will take the 6th fret of the G string, and your ring finger will take the 7th fret of the B string. Exact same picking pattern. Actually not the exact same. Let me correct myself. Downstroke on the pick, middle finger and ring finger plucking pick taking the A string, middle finger taking the G string, ring finger taking the B string, pinky taking the open string. And then our pinky's going to slide into the 7th fret here. We're going to put our ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string. Our middle finger is going to kind of bar off the 2 6th frets of the D and G string. So that's the chord you're going to get. So on this one, we're actually going to do a downstroke with our pick to get like a whoosh, like kind of like a, you're sweeping through it really quickly. And then your pinky will be taking the open E string, your ring finger will be plucking the B string, and then you land on that 5th fret of the E string with your pinky again. So this part just sounds kind of like this. And then we move up to the original first chord again. And then that's it. So let's see what we've got for this. Let's go through it very slowly. Okay, and then what happens after that? We go back to the main theme. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Actually, let me play through it just very quickly, actually very slowly, the whole thing that we learned. I'll do the first phrase 2 times, and then I'll just do the chorus part there. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions, if I was unclear about anything, if it helped. I hope it helped. It's a really fun song to play, and I mean, I'm sorry I haven't been pumping out the videos faster so you guys can finish this song already. I'm working on the solo as well. I'm almost really up to speed. I'm not really to the full tempo of the song. I know the whole solo, but I don't really want to release it until I can play the whole thing up to speed. Yeah, there's not much left in the song, and I'll try to release the solo video as fast as I can. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video if you liked it, and wait for more stuff to come out, because there will be more coming out. Thanks for watching.